Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So you must be running off of that Peter Road grid that you said was down there. Yeah, dude, I think you're going to be out until tomorrow morning. I hope you've got gas and all the rest of it. All right, so 6 RBJ, who will just be listening. And we got the Speedo man out there as well. 6 GRG up on Zoom with me, along with Nino, Battis, Adrian, and Pierre. Good stuff. Let's hear. Are there any other joiners? There is 6 OPS. Otherwise, I'm going to call this the second last round, and then I'm going to get started. Fair bit to cover tonight. So the 6 OPS standing by.
Okay, no traffic.
All right, let's acknowledge Z6 TLA. Thomas did get you. You came over. Chris there. Good evening, Chris. Got you as well. Z6 JFK. Last call, guys. Anybody else? Z6 Oscar. Papa Sierra still standing by. Okay, good stuff. We've got 2 extra joiners now on Zoom. Good evening, Lawrence, and also Nick. Nick Lowe, trust you guys as well. I will add you to the list now, and I think let's kick off here and get started, as there is a fair bit to get through. Firstly, good evening, everybody. I trust everybody is well and COVID-free. I am aware that some people are not, and I'm not going to as yet say condolences to you, but best wishes. Hope you all get well and recover quickly and safely, and are prepared for any possible long hauls. And of course, just continue to be safe there. Okay. So this net runs every Sunday evening from 1900 for approximately an hour. You don't need to be a member of any club, any organization, or any other entity to join the net. All you need to do is pay your ICASA license fee, and you are free to join us. And I encourage you to do it. For the past 18 months in particular, I made it a mission to distribute or disseminate COVID-19 related information, relevant, accurate, current, up-to-date, no fake news, for the benefit of radio amateurs, their friends, their families, if they could have them around. That's both friends and families, and anybody else for that matter. And due to the current status of COVID-19 on a worldwide basis, this will continue to be carried out as a service within amateur radio for the benefit of radio amateurs. Despite what people might say or think, that is what will happen, and it will continue to happen until we are past this declared state of disaster, because at this moment in time, that's exactly where this country is at, and no person, regardless of who you are, should lose sight of that. And unfortunately, many people have lost sight of this, as we can see with regards to the events that have been taking place countrywide. Let me clear the timer. Right, Z6 OPS returning. And what I was saying is people have lost sight of the fact that we are in a declared state of disaster. As we can see, firstly, by the events that have been taking place countrywide, in particular with the protest action. This, unfortunately, does have an impact on every single person in the country, whether you're a radio amateur or not. And as a point of common interest for radio amateurs, I will be including any of the reports. And tonight, I must admit, I'm not going to include all of the reports. As our CERT volunteers learned, I sent out about 40 different messages during the course of this afternoon on events that are happening. The only thing I'm going to say to those of you that are listening, guys, seriously hear what I'm saying. If you are traveling tomorrow anywhere, be extremely vigilant, as the situation goes from absolute calm to total chaos within a split second. And you may find yourself caught in the middle of it. Those of you that have watched the news on Wednesday and Thursday night with the Moy River toll plaza and all the rest of it happenings, over 20 trucks were firebombed, burnt out, destroyed. They shut down that highway. It actually looked like the Suez Canal with container ships in it. That has an impact on our foods, on our fuels, on our economy, and most definitely on our lives. So on top of COVID-19, we not only have to contend with a hidden virus that is attacking and killing people, but we've also got unrest that is taking place. And I can only hope that you guys will, in actual fact, come to the realization that amateur radio, where some see it as a hobby, has also got its advantages and its benefits as far as emergency communications is concerned. And the days of people trying to interfere with the MCOM side of amateur radio, from my perspective, be warned, it's coming to an end. Right, Z6 OPS returning after the TOT. You want to do your bit, I don't interfere with it, and the same goes for the same with the others. Don't interfere with our MCOM, we won't interfere with whatever it is that you want to do. You want to do it, that's your baby. But people, if you're going to go out there, please get your radios in your vehicles and call in. Doesn't make a difference which repeater you're on. Call in. Hopefully, somebody will be there that might be able to give you information, might be able to give you a way out. You know that there now, I'm talking specifically on the unrest side, but we've got to deal with this on the COVID side. There are people out there currently who are on concentrators, who are on oxygen, that might knock on your door because they see an antenna. They might be asking for help. Even though emergency medical services may not be able to respond, and currently there's still a 12-hour delay in certain areas before you're going to get an ambulance. Let us at least know where you are. Because by the off chance that somebody is coming past and it's put out on the appropriate groups and given to the appropriate authorities, lives might be saved. And this issue with regards to Echolink notifications is not helping. And I'm now making an outright appeal to the West Rand Amateur Radio Club. Shut down those identifications and that CW, so that our amateurs can come back up on air and monitor the frequencies. If anything else, consider Keith, 6AGF. If that man runs into problems at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would much rather him wake me up than me having a sit here all night listening to CW, which is not necessary, not relevant, and most definitely not required. This inconsiderate aspect that has been applied for the last year, my appeal is now made publicly, and I hope you guys are recording me, because I will be taking this further in terms of the Disaster Management Act. Shut that down with immediate effect is the request. ZS6OPS returning, and it's not just a request from me, guys. As things stand at the moment, 35 radio amateurs are registered as a volunteer with me and our organization. And of that 35, at least 20 of them have informed me that they cannot do standby. They cannot put themselves out there to assist you, the radio amateur, because of your inconsiderate thoughts, behavior, and actions. In addition to that, it's time for this country and this world to sit back and realize that this figure of 186 million people have now been infected with COVID-19. 4 million people globally are dead. There are radio amateurs on this channel in particular who have lost lives of family members. And I challenge you to go to them and tell them that what we are doing is irrelevant, or if our request is inappropriate or out of place, or that this virus doesn't exist. Please, I challenge you now, openly and publicly, go to any of those radio amateurs and make that statement to them. Go to any of the radio amateurs who have in actual fact been tested positive, and there's many of them out there, and ask them if this is a load of hogwash. Am I livid? No, I'm beyond it. The tyranny is not accepted. South African figures for the last week have been fluctuating between 21 and 32,000 infections in one day. Our death rate has gone from 265, or on average between 265 and just below 500 dead in one day. Third wave, I don't think we've hit the peak yet. But we will hear what the president has to say at the family meeting tonight. We can only hope that he keeps the economy going, because yes, people need the jobs. But people also need to be kept alive. ZS6OPS returning for the timeout timer. And we will have to judge and see which way we are going on the scientific side, and have a look at what their projections are. The chances are looking pretty good that we will stay in a level 4 lockdown for at least another 2 weeks. I think these figures are going to have to come down probably below the 10,000 mark. I cannot off the top of my head remember if it was under 10,000 when they dropped us down to level 3 or not. But we are going to have to see a major drop, and I don't think that is going to happen, especially with the amount of public and social meetings that are taking place, in particular with regards to the protesting and the rioting and that type of thing. Because somewhere along the line, those that get infected may just happen to find themselves on the way to a hospital where they might get tested and, become one of the statistics. It's a very difficult situation. It is an extremely emotional situation for those of us that are on the front line and for those of us that understand the front line. And every single time that these stupid things are taking place around us, regardless of where, what, or by who, it has got an effect on us, especially those of us that have this underlying passion, which I want to tell you is probably 1,000,000 times stronger than your radio amateur passion could ever be. Please, don't undermine it. Don't discredit it. And stop putting it down. And start showing some respect, which is part of the amateur code and consideration across the board. We are headed for dark times. People traveling into Joburg tomorrow with no insight, purely on previous history and watching the history play itself out time and time and time again. If you're going Joburg way, rather plan another day for it. Braamfontein tomorrow will probably be a no-go zone. It is on that basis that I want to tell you certain functions have already been shut down. Z6 IPS returning. Certain functions have already been shut down. The rear bus service in certain areas will not be operating. Gauteng train stations will be closed tomorrow, and I think it was between Parktown and Sandton, or might even have gone further than that. Certain areas of Sandton City are being shut down. City Power will not be responding to any calls in certain areas. Now take note, I'm not specifying the areas. There's a reason for that. Because the hotspots can flare up, the potential hotspots can flare up at any given time. That could be in our area of operation or in the area of whoever's listening out there. We probably got people out from Joburg South that are monitoring this net tonight as well. It could be any area, guys. Don't take it for granted. Gauteng Emergency Medical Services have already had a vehicle damaged today. And they have said they are not providing services into the current hotspots. These are dark times and your life matters. Your life comes first. I don't give a continental about Echolink. Your life comes first. And I expect the same from all of the volunteers, whether amateurs or not, radio amateurs. The first priority is that of other people's lives. Please show respect. Z6 IPS returning. Now, on the global front, many countries, yet again, are reporting that there's a major increase in the number of cases. The US this week said 2/3 of their states have seen a sharp rise with regards to Delta in particular, and more so amongst the unvaccinated. I did a little bit of research, and following the Gavi website, there's 5 things that they know and 2 things that they don't know about Delta. 1, it's rapidly spreading around the world. 2, it appears to be more transmissible. 3 is the amazing one. It may be associated with different symptoms. Delta is also rapidly spreading in Southeast China. So it's back in China. people may be more likely to be hospitalized with the Delta variant. One vaccine dose is less effective, but 2 doses are still strongly protective. And 2 things that they still need answers to. And that is the Delta variant associated with more deaths? The summary of that is more research, more data collection is required. And the second question is, will we need a booster dose against it? And the answer is categorically, this is also currently unknown. But it should become clearer as Delta continues to spread and more people receive additional COVID-19 vaccines. This is no time to be playing games anymore. And all attempts, and it is actually already written into the disaster regulations, that any person who attempts to or forces another person to break a regulation in any way is guilty themselves of an offense. People, we got a responsibility to share our information and to share it diligently, accurately, effectively, and not share fake news. Or when the truth is told, not to be told, it's called, or have it been called, fear-mongering. Z6OPS returning. It's time to face facts, people. Whoever people are. It's really and truly time to face facts. Okay, that's going to be enough from my side, with the exception, that what was it? There were fires in, again, the western side of the US, and Australia's, Perth in particular, is taking a bit of a knock. Gauteng provincial government has decided to issue temporary licenses to the 2 municipalities, which of course will allow us to, those 2 municipalities to run their ambulance services again. And having said that, of course, we lost the mayor of Johannesburg, who was instrumental in actually grounding 40 of our vehicles. So hopefully our council can get together as a matter of urgency and get our ambulances back on the road so that we can start servicing lives and looking at saving lives. And for those of you that can hear, my phone is going ballistic in the background. The reports of protest action are just coming through virtually every 2 minutes across the country, throughout Joburg. So again, this is something we have to consider. Any of the CERT volunteers that are on frequency, guys, you've been put on an activation level. Please start getting your radios plugged in again, get them up on air, start monitoring, start making yourselves available, as we should do as responsible radio amateurs, which, funny enough, is part and parcel of the objective of the IARU Region 1 Constitution, for those that think that this is a joke. Let's find out. Are there any others that would like to add their name to the bottom of the list? Otherwise, I'm going to do a quick round of call-ins. Those of you that are up on Zoom, if we time out, I will reopen it. So let's just go through the list quickly. Let's start. Anybody want to add their names? ZS6OPS standing by. Yeah, well, considering the fact that I put the appeal out and nothing has happened yet, it's fine. It's on my recording. It will be sent up to the minister tomorrow. That channel has already been opened up. Okay, ZS6 Foxtrot Alpha, I acknowledge you there. I missed your name somewhere. I was looking on my list. Just give me the name quickly again, ZS6OPS. Who? No, we missed that. You're a bit low down. Do you want to try again from ZS6 OPS? Mr. Brendan, gee, you got a lot of rain on your signal, and I haven't spoken to you for so long, I forgot about it. How's it, man? I'll pick up with you just now. Right, starting at the top of the list there, Batters, ZS6 VIL, ZS6 OPS.
ZS6 OPS, ZS6 VIL. On my side, all clear, nothing to report on the all five to the side. ZS6 OPS and the next, ZS6 VIL.
All right, thank you. I just received a travel warning as well that there's a credible threat with regards to the closure of roads in Mpumalanga on Monday morning from 3 a.m. So anybody looking at moving up through the N4 Machado Toll Plaza and surrounds from Hazyview to Hoedspruit, yeah, maybe it's time to reconsider your trip and your route. Okay, ZS6, Mike Victor, Mino, you can go ahead. I've got you on Zoom. Just go ahead. I won't dekey. Go for it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Everything fine on this side as well. I do realize that I don't have my radio stuff up and ready enough. I'll try to work on that as well. ZS6, Mike Victor.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks, Mino. George, while I've got you, let's grab you quickly. ZS6 GRG, ZS6 IPS. Go ahead.
ZS6 OPS in the group, ZS6 GRG, yeah. Yeah, luckily I'm not doing call outs to hospitals because it's just too hectic, and I'm very pleased about that. I may have stated that last week, but anyway. Nothing further to add except get your heaters ready. There's a serious cold front expected on Tuesday morning. Back to the group, ZS6 GRG.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks, George. You're reminding me about the cold front. Look at this. My coffee's still standing on the desk. My temperature, my mood, and all the rest of it escalated, and I forgot about my coffee. Okay, next on the list, Adrian, ZS6 SNY. I was just having a look to see where Pia went. It looks like he dropped off. Okay, you go ahead there, Adrian.
Good evening to everybody listening. Yeah, just a report on my side. There is some COVID-related stuff in my family. Luckily, it's going very well. Recovering, and my medical incident also recovering very well. So I am glad to be here, and I'm standing by and speaking to most of the time while I'm working from my office. There is interesting why back to okay.
Okay, thanks, Adrian. And as I said, guys, Zoom will time out in a few minutes. I will reopen and then we'll pick up there. Thomas, if you are listening, I've already put through most of the stuff from today. Unfortunately, now this is some of the stuff that's coming in on the Telegram group, and not that easy just to share with the volunteers on WhatsApp at this stage. So, yep, it doesn't end. Rory, I copy that you're saying it's a bit soft. I'll try and turn the volume up, or at least hold the mic closer to that microphone until such time as I get that link up and working properly. Piers dropped off. Rory, I don't know if you want to come back, but what I'll do is I'll hand it over to Thomas. Thomas, leave a gap in case Rory wants to come in. Otherwise, Thomas, you take it. ZS6 TLA, ZS6 IPS in the net.
ZS6 TLA, I take it. Rory's not coming back. Yeah, nothing further. Yeah, things heating up. If you have any way of hearing, I am on Telegram as well, so I'd love to see what you've got.
Yeah, I think maybe just go and join the group on Telegram. It's called Protest Space Action Space South Africa. I'm sure there's a quick way just to join there. Okay, Rory says he's only on the handheld. He is trying to conserve battery power, so we'll respect that one. Chris, ZS6 JFK, ZS6 OPS in the net.
ZS6 OPS on the net from ZS6 JFK. Yeah, at this stage of chat in the net, I don't have anything to report. ZS6 OPS on the net from ZS6 JFK.
All right, good stuff, Chris. Just quickly, I hope you and the family are fine. And well, I'm not going to say too much. I just hope that you're all well there. ZS6 JFK, ZS6 OPS.
ZS6 OPS, ZS6 JFK. Yes, thank you, Chad. So far, everything is, after what happened, yeah, everything is going well so far. Thanks a lot, Chad. ZS6 OPS from ZS6 JFK.
For those of you on Zoom, I forgot his father just died of COVID. Okay, and of course, Lawrence, yeah, you haven't done your radio amateur yet. We'll talk to you just now. Nick, what happened to Nick? Nick, do you want to come in and greet us there quickly? ZS6 NRK, ZS6 OPS.
Yeah, how's it, everybody? Name's Nick. For those who don't know me, call sign Zulu Romeo 6 November India Kilo. Everyone's so used to using ZS's. ZRs are rare. Thank you for the net there. It's good listening from time to time. I don't make it every week. Life tasks call. Feedback from myself. Family are well. We've escaped this virus, this horribleness that we're all being subjected to at the moment. So we're working at keeping it that way. Back to you, ZR6 NIK.
Okay, there we go. Thanks, Nick. Sorry, I didn't write the R in front of it there. Mr. Brendan, ZS6 Foxtrot Alpha, ZS6 OPS.
As I said, sorry, I am sitting in the bridge at this moment. But yeah, I've just got along with you. So you hear what's going on? A bit of a thing. So yeah, I'll be looking out for my video, like
All right, good stuff. Glad to hear you. I'll pick up with you probably tomorrow on WhatsApp. I think I want to chat to the guys quickly on Zoom, and then I think everybody is going to go and grab a cuppa and go and settle down for the president's family meeting. I think some of you might have to take popcorn. It might be an interesting night, and we'll have to see what actually happens. So on that note, I'm going to say, let's do a last round of call-ins. Are there any others that want to come in at the bottom of the list? Last chance for tonight, guys. ZS6 OPS standing by. Okay, nothing else heard. Thank you very much, people, for joining us. Those of you that listened, I hope you actually take something away from it that's in the positive, and not always just look at that that's in the negative, but understand where other people are coming from as well. And of course, maybe make the necessary changes as are required and or requested or even needed for that matter. Moving forward, of course, definitely over the next 48 hours, be very careful on the roads due to the unrest and the protesting. If you do see anything, then you will be able to call up and let the rest of us know, and let us filter it up the chain so that appropriate action and safeguards can in actual fact be put in place. I think that is the responsible thing we should be doing, and not sort of hanging around like an ostrich with our head in the sand or some other place. As far as COVID is concerned, again, physical distance, sanitize, wash hands, wear your mask for the protection of others, not for your own protection, of course, but to protect others. And from me on the personal note, be safe, be prepared, and of course, be happy This is ZS6 IPS releasing 145.625 for general use. Cheers all. Okay, so we got 2 minutes left. I think let's end that session quickly. And let me open it up so that we can at least...
Yeah, let's greet Lawrence very quickly before you reopen the session.
Before I reopen the session. Why?
Yeah, we've got him on.
You think he's going to run away and disappear?
I hope not.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I don't greet him now. If he doesn't come and greet us, we can call him rude and obnoxious like the Western Club.
Lawrence. Okay, now we can reopen.